Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the secrets hidden within those dusty corporate filings. And boy oh boy do we have a juicy one today. Get ready to dive into the latest update from innovative Eyewear Incorporated, a company that sounds like it is straight out of a sci-fi movie. But today we're looking at their real World Financial Pulse. Before we jump in, if you love getting these no-nonsense breakdowns of what these corporate giants are really up to, make sure you hit subscribe. And for those of you who want to chat about these filings and get even more exclusive insights, we've got a Discord community linked down in the description below. Come join the conversation. Alright, let's get straight to it. Innovative Eyewear Incorporated, or II as we'll call them, has just dropped a report detailing what they've been up to, particularly focusing on their preliminary financial results for the 2025 fiscal year. Think of this as a sneak peek before the full feast of a regular earnings report. Now, who exactly is Innovative Eyewear? They're in the business of, well, eyewear, but with a tech twist. This new filing touches on their common stock and warrants, which are essentially ways investors can own a piece of the company or have the right to buy into it. They've got common stock with a very, very tiny par value, meaning each share has a nominal value of just 100,000th of a dollar. And then there are their warrants, which give holders the option to buy more of that common stock later on. Both of these are traded on the Nasdaq stock market LLC, so they're out there for all the world to see and trade. Interestingly, the company has checked the box indicating they are an emerging growth company. This is a label given to newer, smaller public companies, and it means they get to follow some slightly different rules and can take a bit more time to adopt certain accounting standards. It is like getting a bit of breathing room while you are still finding your feet in the big leagues. The heart of today's report, however, lies in their financial results. They've announced preliminary figures for the 2025 fiscal year, and this is where we get to see how they're performing. Remember, these are preliminary, so the final numbers might shift a little, but they give us a very good idea of the company's health. This announcement comes in the form of a press release, which is filed as Exhibit 99.1. This essentially means they put out a public statement with these key results. While the report itself is a bit formal, the press release is usually where you find the more digestible summary of their performance. Now, the filing itself doesn't contain detailed financial tables directly in this main document. Instead, it points us to that press release Exhibit 99.1 for the specifics. But from what we understand about these types of reports, when a company announces preliminary financial results, they're usually highlighting the key performance indicators that investors care most about. We look for things like revenue, that is the total money they brought in from selling their products or services. We also want to see how much profit they made. That could be gross profit, which is revenue minus the direct cost of producing their goods, or net profit, which is what is left after all expenses are paid. Sometimes these preliminary reports can also include operational highlights. This might cover things like the number of new customers they acquired, how much their user base has grown, or perhaps any significant new product launches or partnerships that happened during the year. For Innovative Eyewear Incorporated, we'd be curious to see if their tech-infused glasses are catching on, and if their sales are reflecting that. Are they selling more units? Are their established customers buying more? When we analyze these preliminary numbers, we're always comparing them to previous periods. If revenue is up, say, by 20%, that is fantastic. It means for every $5 they made last year, they're now making $6. But if it is down, we need to understand why. A 10% drop might mean they lost 1 out of every 10 customers, or perhaps the average customer is spending less. We also look for consistency. Are the numbers telling a clear story? Sometimes a company might boost revenue, but if their costs have gone up even more, their profit could actually be shrinking. That is why looking at both the top line revenue and the bottom line profit is so crucial. Given that this is an emerging growth company, it is exciting to see their potential. But as investors, we also need to be aware of the risks for an eyewear company with a tech focus. Those risks could include rapid technological changes, competition from established players or new startups, and even issues with manufacturing or supply chains. Looking at this specific filing, the most important piece of information it directs us to is the press release. We're working with the announcement of results rather than the results themselves, but the fact they are announcing preliminary results for the entire 2025 fiscal year on the 7th of January 2026 tells us they are likely on track with their reporting schedule and have a grasp on their yearly performance. So the key takeaway from this particular Form 8K filing is that Innovative Eyewear Incorporated has officially signaled that they're ready to share their preliminary 2025 financial picture, and the details are in that press release. It is the first step in getting a clear view of their business performance for that year. Now, let's put on our analyst hats and talk about where Innovative Eyewear Incorporated stands. As an emerging growth company in the tech-focused eyewear market, they're in an interesting space. The demand for smart glasses and advanced vision technology is growing, which presents a significant opportunity They have the chance to carve out a niche and become a leader if they can execute their strategy effectively. However, this is also a highly competitive and rapidly evolving industry. Established tech giants and other specialized eyewear companies are all vying for market share. Innovation is key, and the company needs to constantly stay ahead of the curve. Not just in terms of product features, but also in marketing and reaching their target audience. One of the main risks they face is the speed of technological advancement. What is cutting edge today could be obsolete tomorrow. They need to invest in research and development to ensure their products remain relevant and desirable. Furthermore, adoption rates for new technologies can be unpredictable. Consumer acceptance, ease of use, and price point all play a critical role in whether a new tech product truly takes off. A significant opportunity for them lies in partnerships and strategic alliances. Collaborating with other tech companies, fashion brands, or even healthcare providers could broaden their reach and enhance their product offerings. Additionally, as they grow, managing their finances effectively, especially as an emerging company, will be critical to sustainable success. In conclusion, Innovative Eyewear Incorporated appears to be on an upward trajectory, at least in terms of announcing their performance. The real story, which we'll need to read in that press release, will be in the actual numbers. Are they showing strong growth in sales? Are they managing their expenses effectively to show a healthy profit? These are the questions that will determine their strength and potential. The opportunities in the smart eyewear market are vast, but the competition and the pace of innovation are significant challenges they must navigate. Alright, that is our quick decode of this Innovative Eyewear Incorporated filing. What is your take on the potential of smart eyewear and what these preliminary results might signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this analysis valuable, hitting that like button really helps us out. And make sure you subscribe for more deep dives into the world of corporate finance. And don't forget to join our Discord community linked in the description for even more exclusive content and discussions. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next decode.